Ladies, I want to talk to y'all for a second. To my ladies, I want to talk about these dudes who have nothing to do with their children, and you accept it and play this whole "I'm gonna be mama and papa all by myself. We don't need that nigga" role, and at the same time, you don't say nothing bad to the child about the father. Now, I'm always watching Sports Centers when I start this. I know it's a practiced culture of I ain't gonna say nothing bad about the baby daddy. I don't even believe most of you. I don't believe most of you when you say that because I've been around you and you say it around your kids, but you just don't say it directly to them. But my whole thing is, if a nigga never around, never want to be around, isn't doing anything for his kids, tell that child. I don't care how young that child is. Tell that child. Now that sounds like, damn son, how that child gonna deal with it? How that child gonna deal with the emotional aspect of it? Well, easy, because children are not like adults. When children are not anywhere near as stupid yet. We usually make the stupid adults. And if you have a baby father who spends no time with his kids, wishes no good, does his best in some cases to actually hinder you with your children, it's best you tell your children as young as they can understand that. Now, you can explain to them that it doesn't mean that everybody is the same way. It doesn't mean that if you have sons, it doesn't mean your son should grow up to be the same way. But you let them know, because it's counter-effective to not tell them nothing bad about their father until they're grown and see it for themselves. They see it already. So they wonder what the hell is wrong with you. Yeah, your kids wonder what's wrong with you or what's wrong with the world when you try to paint them a picture that's different than what they're already seeing. Now, I didn't say go off the deep end. I'm not talking to you chicks who lie on a baby father, who are always at war with your baby father. I'm just talking about there's a lot of good women. There's a lot of women out there that are in a situation where they're taking care of the children by themselves and they don't tell the truth. Even in my case, there's been times when, because of certain situations, I can't even really look at my situations. I haven't been there for my children, right? So this is not a self-righteous video where I say I'm the best father and all you got to really get at these other fathers, but always paint a very clear picture to your children. I tell my children when I'm with them and when I talk to them, this is why daddy couldn't do this. It's not an excuse, but this is what happened, and maybe I'm not the best at times, but they get a clear view of humanity when I tell them the truth. They don't look at me or anybody else as some sort of extra human individual, somebody who's so much more special than them. They understand humanity. And the faster a child understands humanity, the faster a child grows up. Now, it can be a painful lesson, but you're there, you love your child, so you can always tell your child that, I love you, your grandfather love you, your uncle love you, your cousins love you, your daddy's just a fool. Your daddy don't know no better. Your father has mental problems when it comes to dealing with his children. You could say these type of things. If it's true, it's going to pan out. If it's true, it'll pan out. But in the meantime, the current state of I ain't going to say nothing bad about the father is bullshit. Talk about that nigga. That nigga's supposed to be talked about. Because if you don't, you got a good chance of growing up to watch your own kids, your own boys, repeat the process because they don't see their father for what he is until they're grown. Then you got a lot of men who will grow up and become good fathers regardless. But this life is all about percentages and probabilities. And you want to raise the probabilities of having good children. And the best way to do that is by telling them the truth. Because as they get older, they re-examine everything you've said. Alright? Just like you do. Just like you've examined everything your parents have told you. You've re-examined it since you've grown up. And you know what's true and what's not true. And you wonder why your parents lied to you. Because they were basically sparing their own feelings. They weren't sparing yours. It's a process where we say, we're doing it to spare the child. But we're really dealing with it in a way that we're trying to spare ourselves from having to deal with the child's emotional conflict over it. That's all. But tell your kids the truth, man. There's no harm in it. Tell them the truth. It's all good. You know what I'm saying? Truthful children who are told the truth grow up to be truthful people. That's just how it is, alright? Cool. My mother always told me the truth. 1.